Here we are, another day, another dollar. Not so brilliant and bright here in the south. A few clouds. Hopefully, wherever you are, the weather's good and your health as well. Good morning, Frank. Good morning, Pete.
Morning.
Good morning, Dennis.
Nice to see you on this bright day.
Well, it is here. The sun's shining here.
But the sun's shining.
And the lawnmowers are going flat out on the golf course. So,
Oh, nice. Send them my way. I've got a few acres they can mow.
it costs you a box of beer every now and again.
Oh, so corruption's still well.
I call it payment.
Oh.
All right, let's see what we can find in the day and a few topics to chat about, and we'll kick off with something that's the things that are less than contentious. So last week I mentioned gathering in the Manawatu. That's going to be on the 8th of March, and the location is yet to be advised. And the moment I get that, I'll let you know. And in that same line, there's a gathering in Wigram Air Force Museum, which is this Friday, the 28th February, 10 o'clock as usual. So if you're at a loose end at that hour of the morning, pop on down, meet the crew, have a coffee, and you might even get the opportunity to cast your eyes over the new addition to the museum, which is, I think, still sitting out in the open until they can afford to build the building to put it in, along with the P3 Orion. So good to see NZ7001 arrive on deck last week, and a good turnout, and plenty of video coverage of that event. Pete, what's been happening in your world?
OIAs.
OIAs, yeah. What can you tell us?
OIAs who had a response from the Ombudsman, and it was a very, very circular route. But anyway, it got back to me in the end. So it appears that when I went onto the website and found a link for the Ministry of Defence, New Zealand, to submit an OIA, which I did, it doesn't go to NZDF because apparently we're in a different country. Not really. So it eventually went to NZDF. The crux of the matter is that they don't talk to each other, obviously, but the crux of the matter was that when they expect an OIA, they are not allowed to form an opinion or answer something that's not a question. So the questions need to be more direct. So that's fine. We can reshape that and resubmit it, and hopefully we will get some answers to the questions.
Excellent. All right.
Yeah.
So that's that might help people out if they're busy scrawling off OIAs. And one of the masters of the OIA is sitting there in the other corner of the. Frank,
Well,
you've been in correspondence with the government of recent days. How's that gone?
Yes, I have had a bit of correspondence with Judith Collins, current Minister of Defence, over the state of the New Zealand Armed Forces, and I was commenting on her comments in the paper saying that how our armed forces are not up to standard, and agreed with her and gave her some suggestions. And I reminded her in 1960 odd, when I was in the Royal New Zealand Navy, we had a cruiser, 6 frigates, 4 minesweepers, etc., etc. Today we can't even man one ship. And I actually got quite a quick reply, which said nothing.
And it was interesting to see a comment from the minister in the papers where she says we have to spend money to improve up to 2% of GDP and move from ICU into the ward. And my first thought was, we shouldn't even be in the bloody ward. This, we have New Zealand non-defence force, because if you've been paying attention to the papers recently, certainly since last Thursday when the Chinese have been off the coast of Australia and live firing further south, Takaha's down there keeping an eye on a cruiser and a frigate and a supply ship. Aotearoa has been helping out with resupply for the Australians in that area. So that's nice. I think Tamana was further north somewhere. But if the Chinese cruiser had popped off any one of its 112 missiles in its silos, I'm sure the coordinates that they've got measured for all the camps plus New Zealand Parliament, we'd be in deep strife. We don't even have the ability to return fire.
I know.
So,
And we can't even man a Royal Guard these days. We only have about 40 people in it.
yes, I hear that, yeah. And Canterbury was down here the last week for the commemorations for the earthquakes, because they happened to be in port on the was it 22nd of February for the for the big earthquakes that shook us up a little bit down here, and some people are still trying to recover from. There you go. That's just a few odds and sods. Any other things happening in the?
There is another point I'd like to add to that.
Yeah.
Is I think one of the problems with successive governments for quite some time now is to change the political will to to allow them to spend more on defence at a time when we're needing hospitals, nurses, doctors, things like that, because there's only, you only get so much bang for your buck.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of people say, why do we need a defence force? Why do we need this? Why do we need that? Just like some people say, why do we need roads? Everybody's got a different point of view. Yeah. And everybody's got a soapbox these days, which is unfortunate. So,
yeah.
I'm in your camp. We need to up GDP. We need to up defence spending to 2% of GDP and set that in concrete so that future governments can't change it.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'll tell you what, it's not that hard getting hardware. You can do deals with the United States now. I know it's an American hardware, but they have ships in mothballs that you can't see the end of them.
Well, haven't they just?
And they've got F-16s coming out of their ears at the boneyard in is it Arizona or Texas or somewhere?
Wouldn't that be amazing to have a strike force back in the Air Force?
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Oh,
anyway, those things are all well out of our hands. We're just a bunch of oldies who used to be. who are, as Frank points out earlier on, not even worthy of being surveyed now because he's over 65.
Oh, yeah. And it says on the piece of paper that under the law you must comply. Under the Data and Statistics Act 2022. You don't do this, you're off to jail.
Oh, well, never mind. All right, so crossing the bar, Frank. We've got a few this morning.
Yes, I have got 3 this week.
Thank you.
Right. Romeo 16713, Stuart, Charles Lawmer, known as Chaz, bars 22, 1 bar 60, an Artificer apprentice and retired as Lieutenant Commander, RNZN, crossed the bar on the 15th of February 2025. A celebration of Chaz's life will be held, or was held, on the 20th of February at North Shore Chapel in Albany. NZ 14096, Francis Robert John, commonly known as Larry. RNZN 1952 to 1964, was a leading stores assistant and a Korean veteran. He crossed the bar on the 16th of February in his 91st year. A private cremation has been held. NZ 18272, Patton Campbell G, warrant officer, stores assistant, served 64 to 87. Crossed the bar on the 21st of February after a long fight with cancer. More details of his funeral service will follow. Just like to pass our condolences to all the families and friends of those sailors.
Thank you, Frank. 36442, Wotu, retired Ronald G. Avenel, RNZASC, passed away in Auckland on the 18th of February, aged 89. Ron served as a cook sergeant in 161 Battery in 1969-70, and the service was held on the 20th of February. 43750, Ian R. Hurd, RNZIR, passed away on Wednesday, the 19th of February, age 76, in Brisbane. Originally with Victor 5 Company, RNZIR, in Vietnam, and was a reinforcement to Whiskey 3 Company early in 1970, and was wounded on the 10th of October 1970. 43870, Charles R. Lee, RNZIR, passed away in Christchurch, 20th of February, aged 84. Served in 3 Section 3 Platoon, Whiskey 3 Company, November 69 to November 70, as a private soldier. Funeral service was held on Monday, the 24th of February. Charlie 52097, Wowan, retired, Martin Van Roy, RNZIR, passed away Monday the 24th of February. Served in Singapore in the early 1980s. Funeral service will be held on Saturday, the 1st of March, at 10 o'clock at Tiffany Funerals, 27 Kenapuru Drive, Porirua. And I have heard that a Victor 6 veteran passed away yesterday here in Christchurch, and when the details are available, I will broadcast that next week. We offer our condolences to families, and as we always do, we'll offer our services should you need to navigate the bureaucracy, either with Veterans Affairs or through RNZ RSA, to get some assistance if you need it. Don't hesitate to call out. And as Frank has said, we offer our condolences to all of the families and wish you all well for your futures. So I think that's about us for today, folks. Not a great deal to talk about. We've given the NZ Defence a bit of a boxing around the ears, which is becoming quite a habit for us. But really, it's not about our service. It's about how NZ Defence or NZ Non-Defence can serve our nation and offer careers to the young people coming out of school looking for a future. It's a good, safe, secure employment, and a wide range of skills can be picked up that are beneficial post-service. So it's good to have a strong NZ Defence Force. It also bleeds into our defence industry. So there's opportunity for employment as well.
You're going to do the ode, Dennis?
Oh, yes. Thank you, Pete. Are you all keen to do that?
Yeah.
Okay.
They shall grow not old, as we that are left grow old. Age shall not weary them, nor the years condemn. At the going down of the sun, and in the morning, we will remember them.
We will remember them, lest we forget.
Thanks, Pete, for the poke in the eye. Good on you.
It's good one of us is awake.
Yeah.
It's because I've had my cup of tea.
That's the problem. All right.
And you got your lawns mowed, so you're right.
All right, gents.
Yep.
Sounds
Okay.
like.
Look, thanks for being with us. Thanks for taking the time to watch. If you have anything of news or views that you think we should be chatting about, let us know, and we'll catch up with you next week. In the meantime, be safe. Make the phone calls. Get in touch with those who who you know. Make sure they're A-OK and in good health, and if not, what help you can offer them. So cheers for that. Thank you. Thanks, Pete. Thanks, Frank, for joining us.